Well, it's telling me that we are live now on here. No, it's not. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, we are supposedly streaming. Uh, just sorry about this, guys. If you can see us in the chat, can you let us know we are streaming? According to this, we are.
Oh yeah, there we are. We're back on. Yeah, we were completely lost then.
We might have had a bit of an interruption to the stream there, guys. Um, let's just see if I've got us on my end here. Before we go into tonight's festivities, I was expecting there to be some annoyances this evening, but
Good choice of words, Taz.
it's probably my nervous energy, but because it's the first time that we're going through evidence and critiquing it this way. I'm just bringing up on my phone now as I'm looking here. But the idea tonight, yeah, it looks like we have got a stream here. So we're going to go through some of the streams. So whilst I'm setting this up, I don't know if you want to give us a little bit of insight. As I said, you've been doing this longer than me, and obviously you're quite good at setting this sort of stuff up, setting the stage. You know, for what your experience, being, 10, 15-year veteran of the paranormal now, Rich, what's your experience been typically around Halloween? And I'll probably come in and, offer some assistance once I've set the videos up to go for the first round of discussions here this evening. Do you want to give a little bit of your insight of what you've experienced, maybe as an investigator, or maybe, what you've seen from others, have been reported from others? What are like the commonalities that people tend to experience?
Well, I mean, we've done a couple of events on Halloween. I can remember doing an investigation. I believe it was in a local village in South Wales called Blackwood. And I'm sure we did that on Halloween, and that was incredible. I've got my old Padawan looking for some of the evidence and some of the investigating we did of this building. And I do believe there is a night like this. I mean, like I said earlier, it's been an amalgamation. It's a Celtic tradition, comes from Ireland. It was called Samhain. The Romans took their sort of New Year's Eve, I think it was around November the 1st, and the Pope then, I think it was All Saints' Day, and it's sort of an amalgamation of different festivals that were brought into one festival called Halloween, which we all know as Halloween. I do believe it. I do believe there's a night. If you think about it, with the Celts, I mean, they didn't have the technology we have, so they would have felt energies. They would have felt, winter was a hard thing to sort of go through, a couple of thousand years ago. And it was a night with Samhain that people would basically give predictions. And the Druids, and they would pick up, and the locals, and they said that they were spirits, and that's why they made the fires, the bonfires, and they would relight the fire then in their hearth to ward off the negative energies, and as a good gesture to the gods to bring forth prosperity through the winter and hopefully into a good summer. But they sort of like, they would have understood that if that veil's thin, they would have felt it, and it would have been a night where they did predictions, and they, on a lot of the Celtic traditions, they were spiritual in nature. So, I mean, as an investigator, I've not done many cases on Halloween. I've done a few. We've done mostly events on Halloween, like we've taken the public out and stuff like that. And it is, it's the thoughts in the back of your head. It's like anything, you think if you go on an investigation on Halloween, it's going to be in the back of your mind. So is it going to create a bit more atmosphere and fear? And that can, in turn, create more paranormal activity.
Well,
they can hand in hand.
We do have a clip from one of our events, which was taken. I don't think it was directly on Halloween, but it was very close to Halloween. And we've got one of those videos to show you guys tonight from our cases, and that will be the final video that we show tonight. So the first video I want to go to, this is from a school in Cork, Now, there's been some dispute about it because we want to show a couple of things here. It's from the Deer Park CBS school in Cork. Now, there's a little bit of controversy as to whether or not this video is actually real or if it was staged or was set up. It's 2 video clips. What I found is intriguing is it's on their YouTube channel, which we will link to in the description below this clip, and obviously the credit goes to them for this. We are actually showing it just for our critique of what we feel as investigators about the clip and how we would deal with something like that if that school reached out to us as investigators, and what we would actually say to them and how we'd actually go about us determining what was actually going on in this clip, and obviously have a little bit of a discussion as to its authenticity as well. So we're going to go and show you that clip now and then talk a little bit about it. It's 2 clips, so you will see a little bit of a flicking between tabs, but we're gonna take this directly from the browser. So here's the clip now for the first clip we're going to show you. Okay, Rich, your reaction to that? Well, I know Richard's just a little bit behind us on the stream. That was apparently the reason the footage was filmed was due to tracking cameras. Apparently, they'd installed tracking cameras in the school premises. However, this is where it's a bone of contention. This was actually taken. This video clip was taken around Halloween. So basically it was there was a party going on at the premises of which they were charging people at entrance, so it could have there is a bit of a discussion in the community whether it was faked, whether it wasn't faked. Richard, what are your responses to that first of all? Because you're very good at the visual sort of side of this, better than I am, so what's your reaction from that, and have you seen it before?
Well, first of all, I checked that locker to see if there's a kid stuck in it. Because kids are like they're cruel, and it could be if it was done during this. Obviously, what's going on in the world with this pandemic? Maybe it's the school just kicking off because it's not used to being so clean for so long.
No, it was 2017, I believe, was the actual. Time.
Oh well,
it was uploaded. Yeah, it was 2017. It was uploaded, dude. So. It wasn't done during the pandemic, no.
Oh, we could have ruled that out then. It was just like I said, it was the school just playing up for itself. You know what I mean? It's probably sticking wads of toilet roll down the bogs and having a fag round the back. I mean, from a paranormal standpoint, it's security footage. It's in a school. I don't think that, the caretaker or whatever is going to go to that lengths. Don't get me wrong, there's been a few school projects where they have tried to make paranormal videos and seeing if they can fake it and stuff like that. But in this case, I mean, it is the kind of activity you see on, when we get sometimes evidence. I tell everyone, the first thing I tell people to do if they come to me with a paranormal problem is document as much as you can. Get your phone out, get your camera out, photograph, EVP if you've got to. Be prepared because it might be scary, but try and document as much as you can. When it comes to footage like this, it is quite compelling. It'd be a difficult thing in the setting with the back walls, like the papers blowing off and stuff like that. It would be, it's not impossible, but it would be difficult to fake.
Well, the locker, moving forward, it is right next to a window. Now, apparently the windows, according to the school, have tracking sensors on them, so they would know or be notified if there was someone there sort of pushing, making the locker move from behind where the window is. What do you guys think on the chat? Because, you guys might know more about this footage than we do. We're just critiquing it, footage that is out there on the internet and has been circulating around. Well, let's take a look at the second clip here, okay? So let's take a quick look at the second clip. But before we do that, though, I want to quickly look at the chat and just say hi to Amanda, hi to Adrian, hi to John as well, John Walters, my brother's namesake actually. Yeah, so. Hi to everyone. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat what you think. We'll go into the second clip of this now.
But Amanda made a good point then. She said, why would a school have, create such a video? It's a good point. It is quite a dramatic video.
I think
why would
I think the point was to promote a Halloween party that was actually taking place there a couple of days after this footage was supposedly filmed.
Right.
Because the party was on Halloween and this was uploaded in 2017 on the 26th of October. So that would be the dispute about it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the second clip. Let's take a look at the second clip of what has been recorded, and we'll see if, again, we'll put the full clips of these in the description below. But let's take a look at the second clip and see what if it can provide any more details or any more things that we could actually analyze and take a look at. So let's go to that second clip now. So rather than having if that is a ghost, then it's having one hell of a hissy fit. Perhaps a really annoyed, I don't know, ex-parent at the school or something, or a teacher that was laid off of work. I don't particularly hope to presume what the sort of motivation behind that was. But if this is a genuine paranormal occurrence, then the motivation behind this, there's quite a lot of activity. Is that actually a spirit walking around and literally doing these things? But, or is it a build-up of energy? Or are there really small strings attached to these things making it look more fake than real than it actually is. Personally, looking at it energetically, there's something terrifying about it. I just have a real unease in watching it, and I don't know the way in which the bangs and the different things falling echo is just quite disconcerting for me. But what I'm struggling to find is knowing that a lot of paranormal instances occur through entities and beings that want to get attention. I'm trying to sort of like think of the motivation why a spirit or a being would actually be doing all this on camera. Richard, your thoughts?
Well, when the cardboard flies against the wall, I mean that's going to be pretty hard to fake. I mean, it can be done. It could be the teachers have just had enough of the kids. They know they got a Halloween party coming up, and they want to get their own back. Right? I mean, they'd be quite in their rights to do so and all, right? Because I've done a few things, a few sessions in school with art and stuff like that, and some of the kids they paint. But from a paranormal standpoint, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, it's a difficult one. If it's like anything, with spirit, and if they're trying to get your attention, if they're trying to get heard, it happened to me quite a few years ago when I worked in a building in Cardiff. The building wasn't very old. The story goes that a young lady had taken her life in a petrol station. The petrol station was demolished. A building was built there. And she did some pretty dramatic stuff to get my attention. Didn't feel it at the time because I hadn't gone to the church. I hadn't explored this side of me. I was just having terrifying paranormal experiences.
So you think around that you say this wasn't that long ago? It sounds to me it's around about the time Buffy the Vampire Slayer got finished, dude. So you might be a little bit longer ago than you thought.
No, I think I was about 2003. I think I worked,
which is 17 years ago when Buffy the Vampire Slayer finished.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. Why is time going so fast?
I don't know. Go on, carry on.
This spirit really, I'm not joking, scared me. I mean, I fell down the stairs. I was terrified. I had to work in this building on my own. Some smart aleck had put the alarm system on the back of the building and give you then like a 20-odd second time thing to set the numbers and get out the building, lock the door. And after you just experienced all that, I had to walk through this building, press this alarm, and as I'm walking, you get this deet, 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 and it honestly, I can't describe the level of scared I was at the time. And energy builds up, and it can create these type of scenarios. So.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you're absolutely right. I haven't personally experienced a lot of like really negative poltergeists. I've experienced things moving. I've had we had one a couple of years ago where we were all, as the three of us sat in the room, and a bottle just rolled up the floor, and that was quite something. I never forget one when I was younger. We were sat. Me and my brother were sat in. My house, my mum's house, and the glass sort of decided to move across the table on its own accord. That was quite something. To be honest, the problem is for me is if I walked into a room and spirit moved something, or a spirit moved something in front of me, unless it hurtled right at me, I probably wouldn't notice it was there anyway.
Yeah.
So I suppose there's a bit of a disadvantage as far as like sort of where I'm coming from. With regards to that, but yeah, we have had when we've done cases, people saying they have had these experiences, and they're not doing it for they're not doing it for fame, for fortune, or for anything else. They're doing it because they're genuinely bloody scared, and nobody believes them. We have done several cases where, there's there's a pub, the pub we did in Cardiff. I can't give the name away, but there's a piece on there where we're talking to the pub landlord, and he's saying that he was out in the cellar of the pub, or the room between the bar and the cellar. There was a broom, and it literally just flew across towards one of the workers, and one of the workers basically either sort of packed it in the night before, or basically just had to go home early that night because of the shock that they were in. And they showed us, and we've shown videos of this before, this pub in Cardiff, that they've had activity at night with the bar lights turning back on and off, different orbs and things appearing on camera, and that sort of thing. So, it does happen, and as you said, a lot of the time it's due to if that was paranormal, that's what that reminds me of. It reminds me of someone literally just having a tantrum.
I've seen that I've seen worse than that actually with my own eyes. I've seen it the one in the building I was working in. I was just on about this. A computer chair rolled towards me down the corridor, and it caused me to fall down the stairs. I've never been so scared. I literally fell down the stairs. I went down the stairs on my chest, and it was terrifying. And it came at me at such a rate, and it slowly moved into the light and just started wheeling down the corridor at me. I can't explain. I got goosebumps just down here. I can't explain it. When we had Paranormal Wales, me and Chris had an incident with a sweeping brush, and it was terrifying. Scared Chris, scared the wits out of him. I thought it was amazing and incredible. It's still frightening, but it happens. This stuff really, really happens.
Well, we're going to go to our next.
It really does.
We're going to go to our next clip then this evening. This is from 2008. Now, this is from a channel. I'll just get the channel name in front now. It's from a channel called Funeral. This is my buddies and I in a chapel in the woods, and we are chased by a real black ghost. Scary stuff. Now, we don't know how authentic this video is. We do actually. I have some reservations about this, but it's a generally creepy video. It's my favorite. It's the kids' reaction. It is. It's one of my favorite. My boy loves this video. I can remember telling him about it when he cried watching this. It's terrifying and hilarious, and it just needs to be shown as in its entirety, because when you're a kid and you're in them scary situations, and this one would be up there. Well, I've started the video a little bit of the way through. If you want to watch the full video, the link will be in the description below. But we're going to start the video now, and this is the boys as they get to the church. Shit.
Alright. You do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's locked up at the top.
Is it?
Hell yeah. I know there's a back door, so I don't want to try to bust through it. Holy shit, look at this. Look at this, check this out. Fucking writing on the side about the chapel.
Holy shit.
It's like a prayer or something. Harold Lawrence. That's that. Fuck, I don't know who that is.
Alright, let's go. I don't want to be here much longer.
Yeah, dude. Alright. If I hold on to you or something, I swear to God I'm not gay. I'm just scared shitless right now.
Somebody watches this and I start crying. That's what I do all the time, so it's not anything big.
Yeah, a little pussy, I guess. I'm not kidding.
You are too.
Holy shit, I'm scared. Here it is.
Right.
There's a back door right here. I'm scared. You ready? Shit, I almost fell.
You ready? Is it unlocked?
I don't know if it's unlocked or not. Holy shit.
Holy shit. There's a door open right there.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
It's like freezing in here, like a cold spot or something. Holy shit, look at that piano. That piano is scary as shit. Oh.
You go first.
Oh, hell no, man.
Go first. I got the camera. I gotta get you in picture.
Oh my god. I got some chills.
Oh god, it's...
Alright, we're gonna go in this room right here. This open. Fucking ass.
Shit.
Oh shit. What's in here? It's like some like maintenance closet or some shit like that. Close that damn door. I'm scared shitless. Oh shit! Look at this ladder. It's like a fucking secret door or something. When we try to get up it.
I'm not doing it.
Should I?
I'm not. You can go.
Fuck. I am.
No. Someone's gonna fall out of there.
Man, shut up. God damn it. We're quit fucking around. I can't take this right
Oh
now.
god.
I'm so scared. Shit. Oh no. Oh my god. Turn the light. Turn the light. Shit. Listen. Oh shit, that's fucking piano. Is that piano? Hold on. Should we go out there? Is that door open? Is that door open? Oh shit.
Shit, we left the door open.
Oh, should we stay in here for a second? No. We gotta see. We gotta see if I can see this.
Alright,
This could be priceless.
Somebody. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. Please, God, help me. I gotta make it out alive. I wanna see my mama. Alright. We gotta try to make it to the front door. Just run. Go. The door's locked. What do we do? Dude? We gotta make it run. Oh my god. Alright, go. Oh my god, holy shit. Holy fuck, the music stopped playing. The music, go. Shit. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You don't see him, do you? Holy shit! Holy fuck! Holy shit! Run!
It's if somebody genuinely, right, I don't know about the piano playing. It sounded like somebody was kind of, it's the fact that they found a hooded figure that could play the piano that well, right? Whoever set that up, like that poor kid in the flip-flops, just the fact they made that poor kid in the flip-flops say he wanted his mummy. It's gold. It's just gold. I mean, that's the type. I mean, I'm quite cool. I like to scare people, right? I got a sixth sense of humor like that, and that is up there on the big leagues. That kid is in flip flops. He's running for his life. The fact he says at the beginning, "Man, shit, that piano's scary." It's just the best. Like, it's just whoever thought that reaction is that scream. I don't think that could be big. So somebody set them up an absolute corker, and it is, whether it's paranormal or not, it's just that is the type. That's why you shouldn't investigate alone. That's a very good reason there why you investigate alone. Don't investigate in flip flops either. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, yes.
Sorry, my mic was disconnected there throughout that, so you might not have actually heard a lot of me there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, basically what I was just saying on that was my issue was with regards to that was the feel a bit embarrassed now because there's going to be a little bit of section of this video where the audio kind of cuts out on my end because I forgot to reinitialize my mic. So I apologize for that. I'm trying to... It's the first time I'm actually juggling multiple clips on a stream, so I apologize for any errors or inconsistencies I might make. I am only learning on this. What we were saying, my issue was, and the reason why I paused the video was to do with the bit at the end, the reaction at the end of the video. That's what kind of... to me, makes it's probably more staged, and the fact that the music was dubbed. And Rich, would you say that is paranormal, or do you think someone's... I wouldn't be surprised if it was prank more than paranormal.
I probably I go towards more prank than paranormal. I have heard a piano being played on its own. Amanda's on the chat right now, and she said about the time when the settee tried to throw me and Chris off.
Bring that up.
Yeah, and there was a time, it was a brilliant, there was a toy, and we were having a conversation about the toys with Amanda that were going off without batteries in, and one incident which really scared a family member of Amanda's, and I was looking at this wand, and I was getting this wand to respond to questions, like a K2 meter. And I remember having to phone Amanda because I didn't have a car at the time, and her partner had to drive me all the way to the house, and I had to stay on the phone with Amanda all the way to my house and all the way back while her partner got back. And these things can happen. These like toys can move, pianos can get played. If you heard a piano playing, and that is it's the fact they got to run past it.
Llandaff Cathedral, where the piano was literally playing when we were there, and there was no one else there.
Yeah, the Llandaff Cathedral, that happened on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does happen. It really does happen. I've heard it on a couple of different occasions on Paranormal Investigating that musical instruments. When we lived up the Bull, Jude had a banjo and he had to put it away because it would play itself and it got thrown at him. And we watched my guitar. We were sat there, me and Jude, watching a film, and every string on my guitar just started snapping at the same time. These things happen. They happen. So, I think that was set up to scare them poor boys. The boy's 19. He's asking for his mummy. It's brilliant. He is petrified. Yeah. So I'd say more prank than paranormal, but it can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay, so on to the next video. Now, this is a video, I don't know too much of the background behind this video, right? It's basically uploaded in 2017 again, I believe, okay? So there's not much sort of giving to the background of this. It was a young girl spooked by a ghost in her room. Now, we'll put a link to the full of this because it's the second part of this footage that I want to focus on mainly, because I thought this was actually quite difficult to fake, because you've got what looks like a security camera footage. It looks like it's like a home security camera footage. The young girl's just basically sort of playing, doing. I think she's like drawing or colouring, and then something very, very strange starts to happen. So we're gonna go to that. We're gonna go to that briefly in a second. Now, any final thoughts, Richard, before we do on the previous clip?
With the piano?
Yes.
No. Like I said, it's one of my favourite clips. I've got quite a few I've watched over the years. They've just made me absolutely cry with laughter. And I know it's cruel, but it's just funny. As a clip, it's just entertaining.
We've been in that situation ourselves.
Yeah, I've been in that situation.
Yeah, I've had to run away from things that I've felt and sensed. Wouldn't advocate doing it on investigation now because there's better ways of dealing with it, but I have been in that position before. Okay, so let's go to that next clip here. Let's take a look at this one, guys. Again, you know, pretty goddamn terrifying. Sorry guys, just gonna try and remove this off my screen, and we'll give you a brief click into the next one. Right, okay. Richard, your thoughts on that one, my friend?
Now, I'm a bit dubious about that one, to be honest with you. Right, I tell you why. It's because it all moves. It's the same when people send in orb videos, right? And you look in. If you've got a draft in the room, they're all moving the same direction, right? It's the ones that move against the current you're looking for, and that all our paper does seem that it flaps in a way that it's being blown to me.
Right. Okay.
It does. That's on an initial. Obviously, if I knew more background of the house and everything else, but on initial of that video, I'm a little bit dubious about it. There's a gap there, as you can see, to the one side of the wall. And the paper does seem to be flapping like it's blown, and it's all moving in the same direction. I always find that what I've witnessed to the paranormal.
What about the table at the end? Do you think that? So you believe there's quite a bit of fakery in that then?
I do. It looks a little bit set up to me. It's normally you seem to get these videos on the net where the camera's in the most perfect position and all the activity happens in that little frame of camera.
Yeah.
And I'm always a little bit dubious about it. And in that case I am
I suppose there's a juxtaposition with regards to the school footage that we showed earlier, because this the school footage one, it's not actually in center frame. Is actually, I had to watch that a couple of times to see what was properly going on that one. Maybe it's the fact I'm registered blind didn't help matters. But it wasn't like directly in your face then, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that little girl's reaction as well. I mean, there is a video circulating on the internet of two little girls having tea with their mum. And they're sat at a little child's, and they see something in the background. Now, their reaction is something to behold. They are terrified. You don't actually see anything, and the video will actually scare you because of their kids' reactions. They're seeing something they can't explain, or is genuinely terrifying. In this case, I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm a little bit skeptical, a little bit dubious. It all seems to be moving in the same direction. If the papers sort of swept off, or they were brushed off to one side, like away from her, I'd be more inclined to believe it. But the fact that one paper flaps and they all sort of blow towards her, I am a little bit skeptical at this one.
Well, I want to go on to some ghost pictures now for a little bit. We're going to look at some famous ghost pictures, and I'm going to bring the pictures up on screen, and we'll give a little bit of a background to them. Now, what we've done is we've gone for some ghost pictures that were taken before the internet age, so the sense of fakery around in them. surrounding them, is a lot less. Although I'm not saying they weren't ghost pictures that were faked before the advent of the internet, camera phones, and social media, they were certainly a lot less few and they were a lot more few and far between. So I want to bring this one up on screen now, and hopefully you can see this on your phone. There is sorry, I'm just going to bring this up. I had the wrong screen. There is Lincoln's ghost. Now, this is apparently supposed to be the ghost of former President Abraham Lincoln. That is definitely his wife, or it's supposed to be his wife, Mary Lincoln. And it was basically taken by a photographer. They were supposed to have been able to adapt the camera so that I believe there was like an involvement in some way, shape, or form by the Spiritist movement in this, but essentially it was also condemned by them as well. So at its time, when it was taken, I'm just trying to find in front of me because I just slightly lost my place the date of when this was taken. I cannot seem to find it. Just bear with me for a second. It was I haven't got the actual date this was taken, but I know apparently that was supposed to be his wife. What's your take on that picture, Rich?
Well, there was a lot of this coming out back in the day, and I mean, it's an interesting photo, and I know, if you think about the way they used filters and photography back in the day, and if we go, for example, we've talked about it many times on the show, Sony made a filter for a camera, which they had to take off the market because it was picking up all sorts of genuinely weird phenomena. I know there was a lot of fakery. I mean, you see a lot of photos with like plasma, and you had like cotton wool coming out of the medium's nose, and there would be a face in the cotton wool and stuff like that. I'm a little bit. I mean, it is interesting, and if the fact that is Abraham Lincoln's wife, that gives it a little bit more validity. But I'm still a little bit skeptical about this. I want to know more about the picture. If Abraham Lincoln's wife said yes, she had this picture taken and this appeared, then that's you can write it off. But yeah, I'm a little bit. There was a lot of fakery going back. At the end of the 1800s, turn of the 1900s, there was a lot of fakery going on.
Richard, I believe we've lost your sound. Richard?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We lost your sound. We're going to move on to the next picture now. This is a picture that was taken in, I think it's 1919. I've got it in front of me. Yeah, it's 1919 by, the image was taken by Sir Victor Godhard and his squadron, 1919. The ghostly image is behind the fourth soldier from the left at the top. And is believed to be Freddie Jackson. Jackson died a few days before the photo was taken by walking into a moving propeller. Now this is quite a famous. It's probably one of the most famous ghost images that we, any sort of top 10 ghost photo video has done one on this. This is quite intriguing. This sort of phenomena where you have sort of one face appearing or superimposing or juxtapositioning over someone else. This is something we see quite a lot, and we've actually had this happen in some of the pictures that we have had given to us as well. So this kind of one face before another. Like, is it almost as if there's they're using the energy of the one living person to project themselves onto the picture. I think there was one in Liverpool actually of a ghost hunting trip. It was quite recently. It was a few years ago in a place in Liverpool where they took a photo of the entire group of people. We've actually covered it on a previous Now Debate. They took a picture of an entire group of people, and there was I think it's a young girl that appears in that one. Richard, what's your thoughts? Because this is one of the most famous pictures out there.
I love that picture. I mean, the boys were asked when they looked at the photo according to stories. They were asked, and they said they're the ones that pointed him out. They said it's him. They knew him, and it's like he's photobombing to me. And that's his entire regiment. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's genuinely listening to the boys. That's a ghost picture. I think that is, what it is. I think it's just happenstance, and it's if you look at the date it was taken, I'm going to throw that out there because I've heard a bit of history about this, and I think it's a genuine spirit photo.
And this one, I believe, is actually your favourite. It is a library ghost. This is one of the earliest ghost pictures ever taken. It is the Lord Cambermere. In 1891, this image was taken in the library at Cambermere Abbey in Cheshire, England, by Sybil Corbett. Clearly shows a figure sitting in the chair on the top left and believed to be the ghost of Lord Cambermere, a British cavalry commander in the 1800s.
I mean, I remember being very young seeing this picture, and it fascinated me. It fascinated me that this was taken so long ago. Again,
well, you're looking at 130 years now, basically, aren't you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at that picture, it screams paranormal, ghost. It's that that partial image. It's everything. It's got everything. Yeah, it is one of my favourite images. Which is one of the others we got as well, which is my other favourite. It's the one in the church, but this one is on par. That is a brilliant. It's just it was meant to happen. It was meant to be. That picture was always meant to be part of our history.
And what about the final one? I didn't get the one in the church. I am sorry. I didn't get that one into OBS, but I'll see if I can put it up on screen anyway. But the one on screen now, my friend, is the Amityville boy. Now anyone who's had any acquaintance with the films The Amityville Horror, basically has probably seen this picture before. It's the upstairs bedroom, I believe, or one of these sort of middle floor sort of bedrooms. And it says the photo taken by Ed and Lorraine Warren claims to show the ghost of a 9-year-old John Defro. Defro, along with his other brother, 2 sisters, and parents, were killed by his older brother, Ronald, in their house in the Amityville. What's your thoughts on that picture, dude?
Well, they set up a special, I believe it was infrared camera, to take pictures through the night. And when they went back over the footage, I believe this is one of their captures. And they put it next to one of the children who was tragically killed in the Amityville Horror. And they're like, it is the same boy. And, I had the privilege of speaking to Lorraine before she passed many years ago. And, it's one of them things. I mean, to the outside world, this may be deemed nonsense, and we are, nutters and whatever. But I think she genuinely took this. I think this is what it is. I think you're looking at the spirit of a young boy who was tragically killed. And I believe this picture to be the real McCoy. And it is a terrifying picture. It's got everything. The case, you look at the boy's eyes, and it's just, if you caught that as a paranormal investigator, that's a game changer.
That, I think, yeah, we've seen some of the pictures, and even just like some of the responses that we've had on the Ghost Box, and we know this stuff can have an effect. It can have a profound psychological effect. To see that, I think you've got to have nerves of steel to sort of not be affected by that or be completely and utterly empathically shut down. I'm going to quickly show this on screen now. This is just a picture I've just drawn off the web of the that was taken in the church. You said it's one of your favourite pictures, and you can see the figure there. Do you know the background of this, my friend? Because I didn't manage to get the background for this in all my trawlings today.
I believe it was taken around. Oh, I think it was like the 1946 by a pastor. I can't think of his name. A lot of people said this was fake. This image, whatever's in that picture is in that picture, right? They've had experts look at it. Now that altar I know is around 6.5 foot tall, right? So that figure is coming up towards roughly nearly 9 foot. Now it was a priest that took it, right? And one of the things about being a priest is you're not allowed really to mess around with things. And the fact he's taken that in the church, it kind of says a lot for the photo. And the photo itself, I mean, that image, same thing again. So that when I was a kid, and I was like, wow. You imagine you saw that if you were on an investigation, you come around the corner, and that's waiting to greet you. It is incredible.
Sorry, guys.
It is incredible.
I just made the mistake just there, I hope, but I just brought the next video up now. This is from... I didn't realise we were on that screen. Sorry, it's making me a bit flustered because I'm only now getting used to sort of juggling all this in the background. So I've made a couple of mistakes tonight. I do apologise. I've brought the next video up, guys. This is taken in... a hotel in Illinois. The video was posted in 2003, and it's basically one of the rooms. I think it's room 206. There's been a lot of disturbance there. Should we take a look at this video now? Rich, you up for that?
Yeah. So, Jazz, I didn't know if you could hear me. Go on.
Let's go.
What room is that? It's the room right above him. It should be 209. John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? Checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
Yeah, here's my sound. I haven't made the same mistake again. That's from 2003. I remember seeing that video a few years ago. Because that kind of stuff always used to sort of creep me out when I was younger. I remember one of the weirdest experiences I ever had was when I was in college, and they were decommissioning a hall of residence, and due to some skullduggery, a couple of friends and I had to stay in this decommissioned hall for a couple of nights, and the windows did have bars on them because it was a college for the blind, so I was around blind and partially sighted people, and they did have bars on them, so they were literally, you couldn't enter the building without the key, and you couldn't get in through the windows. There were 6 of us in the building, and we were most of the people were concentrating on one corridor. It was me and one other on the other corridor, and that person had gone out for the night. And I never forget being in this room and waking up to like 4 large thuds, being stood in the middle of this room that had a partition around it, and having this voice like walking around me quoting like scripture at me. It was really, really frightening. So I kind of like being in that sort of hotel sort of situation and hearing weird noises and that sort of thing. I can understand what the creepiness of the story of that. But Rich, you've got some issues with the authenticity of this video, am I right?
I did a bit of research on this, and apparently there was rumours that it was made for a TV series. The fact is, I mean, I know like security guards in America get to carry guns, but I did security for 12 years, and I've never known a security guard to be that brave, right? That's for starters. That gives me the starting sort of thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The origins of this video are really hard to find.
Okay.
It doesn't say, you know, it doesn't say what hotel it is, where it is in, I think it's Illinois or something like that.
It says the Wingate Hotel in Illinois.
Yeah, but it's like there's a couple, and it never really gives specifics. And there's a lot of people who have tried to investigate this video. I know this type of stuff happens. Like I said, I was a security officer for years, and I got some insane paranormal stories from doing security. Terrifying. It does happen, especially at night, especially walking around buildings. And I've done security, like I said, years and years I did security, and I worked in some of the creepiest places. Well, I tell you, we used to have a thing called a Deister point, and basically you have a little tool and you have a little button, and the boss, in his brilliant wisdom, would put him in the creepiest places around this building, and your job was to go and dab your little thing on the button to tell them that you'd actually done your patrol. And I did one night, and the guy reckons I got back before I left. So he said you went back in time, Richard, did that so fast. I was terrified. You know, it is, you know, it does happen. Like I said, the video, the spirit coming out of the doorway, I'm a little bit dubious. Terrifying. The footage is incredible. It is really something to behold, but I don't know. Like I said, until you know the background, it's hard to determine whether it's true or not.
Yeah, Manly Lee says looks like found footage. Yeah, it's the editing style as well, and I've noticed this. Obviously, being an editor of paranormal videos, how you edit a video and how it actually comes across on a person's psychology. It does do, you know, I've noticed that, like, well, we've been through that transition this year where we've basically said, you know, the raw, you know, I used to spend days and days editing videos to make them look good, but we actually found the rawer the footage is, the more that the footage is just literally raw, authentic. It's us talking to you guys and sort of saying, this is the footage, this is how we feel about it, this is what's happened. Tends to go down a lot more than anything that's been overly crafted, overly sort of has got that kind of television feel to it. I don't know, there is something that's like, to me, when I'm watching it, the less sort of, I'm more akin to believe someone sort of holding their mobile phone or reacting to a security camera than when like a group put a whole night's worth of investigation together as like a show, you know, akin to sort of the model of like Ghost Adventures or something like that. For me personally, you know, when someone's filming as if they're actually in that experience, it's like the one with the piano. What caught me with the piano one was the fact that, like, because it had that very handy cam style, it's a very handheld style, you have that feeling of being there with them a lot more. And I suppose this is how like found footage films like the Blair Witch Project, Grave Encounters, that sort of stuff, that's where they seem to work quite well. Actually, the second Grave Encounters film worked for me a lot better than the first because it was actually done as a YouTube video. The entire film is done as if it was like a series of YouTube videos on someone's channel, basically. And I thought that was incredible and didn't get a lot of the credit it deserved. It wasn't the best of films, so just the way it was actually put together I thought was quite interesting and speaks to the authenticity, doesn't it? So speaking about authenticity, this next video, and the final video for tonight, you might recognise some people in it because it's one of ours. And this video was taken at Halloween, and around about 2015 to 2006. This is 2015. My God, it was 5 years ago. I was 5 years younger in this. It's myself, a former investigator with us, also called Richard, was with us that night, along with I think it was myself, you. There was Big Richard. I'm not sure who else was with us that night, but I know there was a couple of us there. It's basically a railway station in the Merthyr area that was converted to a community centre. And I think it was more around the commercial sort of rail, the coal rail, back in the day. I'm not sure if it did have like a more public style, but I know a lot of it used to deal with a lot of commercial goods, if my memory serves me right. And this is Dowlais Community Centre. Now, myself and Richard first went to this area a few weeks prior, and Richard picked up on this gentleman and described him to one of the people that were there. And what is interesting is the person that picks up on the same man in this video is the other Richard, and what comes through on the ghost box is quite a lot of validation. And what we're seeing at the end now, avid viewers of the channel who have been with us from the start, it is literally our second video, I think either second or third video we ever uploaded to this channel. It was one of the first videos we started this channel with. So we're going to take a look at this and have a little bit of a blast from the past. So I'm going to bring that up on screen now. Take a look at this, guys. The old intros. Was it this area we had the most activity last time when you did the seance?
No, we were sat up there, but this is where...
Yeah, where the activity was.
Right, let's see if we can get some answers to that one then, shall we?
Yeah, where the activity was.
Right, let's... If there's any spirit here among us, I would like to make your presence known. The device I have in my hand here, you can use to communicate with us.
Hello, is anybody here that would like to come and talk to us? Come forward.
You're useless.
Yeah. Radio.
Are you calling us useless? Why do you think we're useless? Isn't it? I keep hearing fucking voices.
I do.
Yeah. Somebody called
Like,
us
I
outside.
can see shadows all the time as well. Leave all the time.
Was that you we just shared there? We just hear your voice? Can you give us your name, please?
Maybe. Is that?
Haley. Can you give us your name, please? Jeffrey. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeffrey, can you tell us how old you are? Is there a lady with you? Is that Debbie?
Are you there?
What's that? Yeah. Do you hold it? Is that inside the body? Oh, it's not good. There you are.
You the man in the picture? Over here. You the man I saw earlier?
Are you Mark?
Train driver.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Mark.
You're the man I saw earlier, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where is he? I'm trying to get focus on him. That's the one I've been seeing.
Pushing me next door.
That's the one I've been seeing. I've been seeing him since we first come up here.
Got a name in him, Rich?
When you said you're next to me.
It begins with an M. Like a Melvin or Martin or something like that. Like
Mark.
God, this is a bit of a blast from the past there, Richard. Looking back, it's like, wow. That's the first video I've ever sort of put together for this channel specifically, if I remember correctly. Richard, do we still have?
I know. I thought I was watching the beginning of Jumanji with that music going to dub 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 dub. I was like, Christ.
That's when our channel was awful.
Yeah, that was incredible. That investigation. There was obviously the footage with the K2 meters all going off at the same time.
Yeah.
And obviously the driver's name coming up and everything else, but we didn't ever capture. I don't know if Rich filmed it after, but there was decorations that were pulled off the ceiling.
Yeah, we.
If you remember that,
we do actually have footage of that, and we might put that on the channel. We've. I don't think we've ever released it. I don't think we've ever released that part because I think a lot of them were. No, it might have actually been. Should we take a quick look? If you just bear with me a second, we'll see if we can take a quick look of the other footage. It wouldn't take me 2 seconds to bring it up on screen.
Amanda's put in the message that was totally fake.
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely
Yeah,
totally.
we set that up.
It was absolutely totally 100% fake. It was. It's like the ghost box response. Is all we really do. It's just, we don't put the ghost box on. I just talk into a book like this. Hello, my name is Jared.
I'm in the corner with the radio going again. No, that was that's funny.
I'm quickly gonna bring it up now and see if the bit with the decorations taken down. I'm just gonna have a quick look if we did release it, because No, we didn't. We didn't actually release that. We'll have to. We'll have a look. We'll have a look back over that footage, and if we have got anything about that, we will do a video. We will do a video special, and we will critique it, because what we're going to be doing is, I think we're going to call it Now Analysis. Was that right, Richard?
Say that again, sorry, Jess. We're going to do a what?
Now Analysis. We're going to look at different clips and different paranormal evidence from around the internet, and also submissions from you guys watching at home. So if you have any, and this could be ghosts, paranormal stuff, UFO, ghost box footage, anything. We will analyse it, and we're going to call it Now Analysis, and it'll be updated sporadically on the channel, like Now News, so it'll be some of the videos that, rather than just focusing entirely on the ghost box stuff, which I know a lot of you, that is a lot of the videos you do tune in for, and a lot of the news stuff as well, I know you guys like. But I thought if we'll add a bit of Now Analysis, we'll talk about the paranormal, some of the clips that are out there that we can use and not get caught out on for copyright purposes.
That's our plan. We've been led down a path with, if you've watched our channel, the Council of 12. We were given something to put out to the public. We've discussed it in length. We've had all sorts of discussions in regards to it. We feel that we've come to that point where we've put as much as we can out. There is more, but we've done. It's a very fine line.
Yeah, it's an ever evolving thing, and we still are going to put more footage of that out there.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. But I don't want the channel to be entirely dedicated to that, because that kind of ring fences it, and the point of the channel, we want it to be a bit of spirituality in there, so we can actually show you guys different types of things as well. That's one of the things we're looking to do moving forward. Maybe do whether we do it through something like Patreon or we do it through something else, where we show you guys how to develop yourselves spiritually as well, do some development work with you guys. So we take different aspects of it, because if it's just looking at the ghost box evidence, and I think it gives it a bit of a disservice. The point of the channel is to have a conversation with all aspects when it comes to the paranormal. So that could be the stuff that's going on the internet, the stuff that's happening in the news and in the media, the stuff that we are getting through the ghost box. So there's a good mix of things happening. There is going to be some more footage. There is some more footage with regards to the ghost box that we do need to release very, very shortly, within the next day or two, actually, because I think it has a bearing on the election. And again, if it makes a prediction, I like to get that prediction out before the thing happens. But whether we add that into our election special or we do a separate video, we haven't discussed that yet. There's a lot of stuff. We want to get the website up and running, and none of that would be possible if you guys didn't watch the videos, didn't comment on the videos, and didn't engage with the work that we're trying to do here. The idea is to show that this side of the world exists. This fascinating, amazing side of life actually exists, and it can have a real world benefit on our lives as well. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to achieve with this channel. Richard, your final thoughts for the evening?
I love looking this. I've been watching over the last couple of weeks some of the most amazing paranormal footage that people are sending into different groups. Like you've got Nuke's Top 5, Slap Times, Spooks, Ghost Bumps, and it's incredible evidence. I want to review it. I want to give it a paranormal take. I want to show you guys it's amazing, and I want to sort of critique it. Anything you see or anything you'd like us to have a look at, let us know, and we'll keep doing videos, guys, and keep doing the paranormal. We are not getting the opportunity at the moment with everything that's going on to get out there and do the paranormal and go to the places and show you guys footage. So we'll use the best of what's on the net, and that's what it's about.
And obviously, we've got an archive of footage. There's still, like we've discovered this evening, there's still some stuff left to go out there. So guys, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us this evening. I apologise for my little glitches. I hope we've provided a little bit of a fascinating viewing experience for you. And from myself, happy Halloween. And we will be back. We will be back, if not before, for the election special on Tuesday with Jesse and Nichols George. Thank you guys. Richard, do you want to play us out?
Yeah, love and light. Yeah, love and light, party peeps. Happy Halloween. See you in the next video.
Take care, guys.
Bye.